So the movie starts off with Darth Vader trying to capture Princess Leia because she had the plans to destroy the Death Star because it has the weak spot. So they need the plans to know how to destroy the Death Star, and Darth Vader knew about Princess Leia having it, so he wanted to capture her.
Princess Leia sends two droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO, to Tatooine with a message.
The droids, R2 and C-3PO, end up getting in a transport off the ship to Tatooine, and they are walking around the desert trying to figure out where they're supposed to go, and they find a transport. Then they get on the transport and it's full of a bunch of nasty, creepy Jawas.
Intro Luke Skywalker, who finds a droid from the little Jawa dudes.
R2-D2 runs away from Luke's house to find Obi-Wan.
They go to pick out a droid, and he first tries to pick one, but then it blows up, so they pick R2-D2 and C-3PO. So they go together, and then while Luke's trying to wipe out their systems, he ends up finding this message from Leia to Obi-Wan saying that she needs his help. So now he's like, has this in the back of his mind about this girl that needs help. So R2-D2 ends up running.
Well, then R2-D2 runs away, and they can't go find him because of the Tusken Raiders, or Sand People. They can't go get him. So they wait till the next morning, and Luke Skywalker gets in his speeder with C-3PO to go find R2, and when they find him, he's out in the middle of the desert, keeps talking about needing Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's thinking it's Ben Kenobi, this little hermit man that's out there in the desert. So then they end up getting attacked by Sand People, and then next thing you know, Obi-Wan comes over to save Luke.
Ends up being reconnected with artifacts from his past via Obi-Wan Kenobi. Starts teaching him some Jedi Kung Fu.
Ben Kenobi, which is some past Jedi who has been looking over Luke for his whole life and knowing about Leia and everything. So they end up getting together, and Obi-Wan tells Luke all of his stories that he has with his dad, which he tells him that his dad was killed by Darth Vader when in reality his dad is Darth Vader. So they end up getting connected and becoming friends, and he starts teaching about the Force.
Skywalker and the droids were going back to his house, and they come across the Jawas transport, find out that there's a whole mess of blasts and everything, that they had been attacked. And so when they get over there, they notice that they're all dead. So they figured out that it was the stormtroopers that had attacked the Jawas, and they ended up going back. They figured out that the stormtroopers were going back to Luke's place. So he goes back to his place to find his Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru dead, caught on fire, burned to crispy critters. And so he ended up going back to Obi-Wan at the Jawa transport, told him that he would go to Mos Eisley with him.
Luke meets Obi-Wan, and on Tatooine they walk into Mos Eisley's cantina, where they find a smuggler, Han Solo, to be able to fly them to the Death Star.
General Takai threatens to destroy Alderaan if he doesn't give up the hidden base. However, he lies and destroys the hidden base anyways.
And they all meet at Docking Bay 94, and they get on the ship, the Millennium Falcon, and ends up getting on his Millennium Falcon, and they start heading out towards Alderaan. And so they end up in a bunch of a mess of rocks and stuff, where they found out that Alderaan has now been exploded.
That's no moon.
Make it to the Death Star. They knock out and/or kill two stormtroopers, we don't know. And then they take their uniforms. They later fall into a trash compactor.
She's actually the one that breaks herself out because the boys don't know what the heck they're doing. So they get out, and then they get back to the rebel base, and they have to go to they get all their people together to go destroy the Death Star.
Meet up with all the generals, essentially, and they concoct a plan to go torpedo the Death Star like swamp rats.
The Rebel Alliance leaves Yavin 4 to go to the Death Star and destroy it.
Luke decides to use the Force instead of using his targeting system.
An X-Wing, and he's trying to get it, but he knows he's close, but he just can't get there, so he hears Obi-Wan in the background, or like in the back of his mind saying, use the Force. So instead of using like his eyes and his mind, like he uses his mind instead, and uses the Force, and he destroys the Death Star, and that's the end of the movie.
Everyone gets awarded except for the faithful Wookiee.